What's going on, people? Thanks for tuning in to Total Payout Podcast, another episode with your boy Trouble. Today's date, March 19, 2026. And we're going to go ahead and start it off eating that Major Crow, man. Got a whole pot full of that Major Crow. Yeah, we got beat up yesterday, went 0-3. We had Atlanta under 239. We had Chicago under 234. And we had Houston at home money line over the Lakers. I mean, we was bullying that Atlanta line, so it's understandable we was going to get caught eventually. Chicago, hit or miss, man. They were under crazy unders, but they caught us. And Houston, they broken. I just thought they weren't gonna let the Lakers come in and beat them twice in a row at home. They did. Kevin Durant 2 points first half. He literally flip flopped the second half of the first half. Showed up in the second half of this game, but then he did what he did, man. He didn't show up the entirety of the game. They broken. Even with Sengun coming back, they still let the Lakers come in and beat them. So they broken. We gotta pay attention to Houston right now and see what's going on with them. Watch them a game or two. If they still get beat up, we gotta jump on the dog in a game or two. So let's go ahead and handicap today. We got 3 picks. We got one side, and then we got 2 prop bets, player props. So let's go ahead and get to it, man. Let's see if we can go ahead and get that money back from yesterday, man. I'm uber competitive, so I'm hot right now. I'm mad, steaming. My pride is strong. You know what I mean? I'm not skipping a day. I'm not gonna put out a video because I'm here. Let's go. So we got Orlando versus Charlotte. First is the game we're gonna handicap. It's their 4th meeting. October 30th was their first meeting. Home game for Charlotte. Orlando minus 3.5. Orlando won 123-107 on the money line under the total of 234. Second meeting December 26th. Home game for Orlando. Charlotte plus 5.5. Charlotte won on the money line 120.95, shellacking under 227.5. The third meeting January 22nd, home game for Orlando. Charlotte plus 4. Charlotte won on the money line 124.97 with under the total of 224.5. Now, head-to-head last 10, Orlando 7-3 straight up last 10. Orlando 7-3 against the spread last 10, and the under is 8-2 last 10. Now, Orlando's profile 5-2 against the spread last 7. Orlando's 10-3 against the spread last 13 versus Charlotte. 7-1 against the spread last 8 away from home, and 6-1 against the spread last 7 at Charlotte. Now, Charlotte is 1-5 against the spread last 6, 9-3 straight up last 12, 6-1 against the spread last 7 at home, but they're only 15-17 straight up at home on the money line overall. I don't know how that worked out. Charlotte's been the best against the spread team, but on the money line at home, 15-17. I don't know. I know they barely not even in the play-in, so they got it together. It might be too little, too late. Just depends on how this season ends. Now, my personal line on this game: Charlotte minus 5, total about 227, 228. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and take a flyer on this game, man. I'm gonna take Orlando plus 5.5. Their overall against the spread. They obviously they have this team's number. This is a different Charlotte team from the past. But like I've been telling y'all, Charlotte got to prove it to me. I was on them when they was winning those spreads, but I got to look at what I'm looking at. They did take care of Miami last game in a situation. This pretty much is the same scenario, but I kind of like Orlando where they're at right now. They're coming off getting beat 2 games in a row. They were, I think, like a 5 or 7 game win streak before that against the spread and on the money line, so they were hot. They ran into a hotter Atlanta, so that's respectable. They ran into the best team in the NBA and OKC. What do you expect? So I think this is the let's get back on our Barons game. I don't know. I'm not calling a money line, but I'm calling another competitive game. I called the OKC competitive game after they didn't show up against Atlanta, and they led the majority of that game. They could have won that game if they would have just had maybe Franz was there. They probably would have had a better chance. But it's OKC, man. OKC play with teams. I get it. That's why I'm gonna get some on all their spreads. They play with them. Last 5 minutes, let's go turn up. They ain't covering spreads, so that's OKC. That is. Now, like I said, I'm going with Orlando plus 5.5 in this game. Let's go ahead and book it. Now, the player prop, we're gonna go ahead and link Paolo Banchero with this play. More than anything, man, I like Paolo. He taking it on his chin right now. He's putting it on his back. He's taking it to the chest. He manning up. A couple weeks ago, him and the coach got into it, and it was a positive getting to it. It wasn't like fire the coach, or it was okay, let me do what I got to do, and that 7-game win streak gets spread and straight up happened. So I'm taking Paolo over 31.5 points plus rebounds today. His last 5, he's averaged 27 points, 10 rebounds. That's way over that. Obviously we know Charlotte got a great D, but Paolo is the engine of Orlando. He has the rock majority of the time. So we're gonna see him get to the free throw line. He's top 10 in the league getting to the line, so we know we're gonna get some points there. We just needed him to hit some buckets and get them boards and get the boards, run the fast break, get some offensive boards. But if we can get him around that 20, like you say, he's averaging 27 last 10, 25 and 8. We're good. Let's get it. So now the second player prop we're gonna roll with is my boy Kawhi Leonard. I'm picking Kawhi on this prop more or less. I do like the Clippers tonight, but I'm gonna lay off the Clippers and I'm gonna expect Kawhi to do what he got to do. Kawhi had I think it was 34 and a half last game was the rebounds and his points. I'm taking him over that again. Rebounding points over 34 and a half. Last game he had 33 in 29 minutes. Wasn't a great bad shooting night, but wasn't a great shooting night. But I think the game was out of hand fourth quarter, so they kind of just we got him again. Let's go. So I think Kawhi can get over that 34 on the hook. He had 33 points and rebounds last game in 29 minutes. I expect him to play more than that tonight. No Ben Mathurin. So I expect Kawhi to get those shots because Ben comes off the bench gunning. So I expect those shots to go to Kawhi. At least half of those shots to go to Kawhi. I expect him to get to the free throw line. I expect Kawhi to kill this line right here. This line right here is low. And he's averaging I think Kawhi's averaging 28.6 rebounds a game this season, and then his last 10 games he's averaging 30 points and 6 rebounds. So this is a bounce back game I'm calling for Kawhi Leonard. So our picks today, we got Orlando plus 5.5 against the Charlotte Hornets. Let's go ahead and just show up, compete. Not calling a money line, but wouldn't be surprised if they did money line Charlotte today. Then we're linking that with Paolo Banchero to go over 31.5 points plus rebounds. Just think he's been carrying Orlando, and I just think he puts them on their back tonight to try to get a win over a team that's not necessarily right behind them, but they might be neck to neck in about a week or two if Charlotte stays on their pace and Orlando keeps falling. Then we got Kawhi Leonard over 34.5 points and rebounds against the New Orleans Pelicans on the road, kind of a back-to-back game pretty much. Clippers got shellacked by New Orleans last game. Kawhi 33 total in points and rebounds last game. I just think he plays more than 29 minutes tonight. It's only one more rebound or a point. I think he towers over that tonight. So I want to thank you guys once again for tuning in to Total Payout Podcast. It's your boy Trouble. Today's date, March 19, 2026. Let's go ahead and get the books, man. They paying attention to the March Madness right now. Just like everybody else, we all is. So I hope they're not really caring about the NBA tonight, next week or two. Let's go ahead and try to get all that money back. You guys have a great, great, great Thursday. Stay blessed. Stay out the way. Let's go ahead and cash those tickets. Cash those checks. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great one.
Heavyweight, they be light work. Change my lane on these niggas and it might